Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Oracle of Ages 3-heart run. Last time we did everything we need to do to go into this dungeon, here, and we're going in the past. So this is Mermaid's Cave, and the first time I played this game I thought this was a very hard dungeon, but now I actually like it a lot. It's probably one of my favorite dungeons in this game, because it's challenging enough, you know? But oh man, I totally miss those Wizarobes. It's challenging enough, but it's still fun to play, so never gets old or anything like that. But there's like lots of Wizarobes in this dungeon, so it can be pretty tedious, and they do a lot of damage. They actually do kind of a weird amount of damage. They do 3/4 of a heart of damage, which is kind of strange in a game that operates mainly in like halves and wholes, and this is not good. Okay, this is bad. See, these guys do a whole heart of damage if they hit you, so they can really fuck your shit up in a hurry if you're not careful. They're like fucking little candle monsters, like in like Litwick, you know, the Pokemon that's like a ghost candle. Is it a ghost fire type? I don't actually know. I don't know my my new Pokemon very well, but so those guys can be pretty troublesome. What's cool about this dungeon is that you actually have to, like, do things to the dungeon in the past to like, change it in the present. Not, like, a whole lot of stuff, but, like, this is one thing that you have to do. And I'm just doing it now to avoid, like, all the back and forth running and stuff like that, so... Yeah, I actually, like, had to practice this dungeon a lot. And I wouldn't say it's hard, or that I'm, like, bad or good at it. I think inconsistent is probably the best word to, like, describe my skill with this dungeon in particular. Because there are parts that are, like, really easy, and then there's parts that are, like... Most of the time I can do it, but every once in a while, something just, like, something weird happens, you know, so... But whatever. This room is, like, not even actually a room that I really need to be in, because it's just the compass, but I mean, oh well, you might as well get it anyway. I think I actually... Yeah, I skipped out on the dungeon map. It's actually, you're supposed to swim to the left in that room where I was just at a little while ago with all of the water, so... But you don't really need it to do anything. And of course there's a dungeon map in the present too, so... This room can be kind of problematic, though, with these 3 candle dudes. And I would very much recommend you do one of these guys at a time. Like, try not to have all 3 of them running around at once, because then, well, you're gonna be in trouble. Unless something cool like that happens. That was actually really cool. And of course there's bats in this dungeon too, and that's not fun. That's no fun at all. Actually, you know what? I could probably get the map on my way back, because the boss of this dungeon is in the past, so you have to start in the past, and then, like, get the dungeon item in the present, and then go back to the past and fight the boss, so there's that. I mean, we're gonna be coming back anyway. I guess I could pick up the map. It doesn't make a big difference or anything. Actually, like, when I was practicing this dungeon, I was practicing it before class starts, because I take the bus to school. Actually, that's not, like, 100% true. My parents, like, oh, okay, let me rewind here. my family only has 1 car, and we're a pretty small family, right? But the way that we have to, like, go through things in the morning is a real pain in the ass, because my dad works, like, 15 miles away in a town called Canton, and my mom works at the University of Michigan North Campus, which is, you know, obviously on the north side of town. But we live on, like, the southwest side of town, so what we do is, my dad drops my mom and I off at this bus stop by the big house off in the morning. So we go there in the morning, and then we ride a University of Michigan, like, public bus to get to North Campus. And then what I do is I ride a city bus to school, which is a very clumsy explanation. So there's a lot of bus riding. It takes me like an hour and a half to get to school in the mornings. Naturally, because, you know, the buses only run every half hour, and we could be running late in the morning or whatever. Oh, I've done everything I needed to do in the past, by the way, so we can get out of here, go back to the present. But anyway, so I ended up getting at school pretty much every day. I get there at about, probably 8:15 or so. But my first class isn't actually until 11, which is kind of... So I've got all this free time to, like, do shit. And a while ago, I was practicing this dungeon, and I was like, oh, I don't have anything better to do but practice this dungeon. I find it very strange that this door was locked, by the way, but... Anyway, I was practicing this dungeon, and I was, like, listening to Obscura's, like, latest album, I guess you could say. I mean, not that it's, like, new or anything. It was released in 2011, but their album, Omnivium, that's, like, a really good album, too. It had some really awesome stuff on it. I liked it a lot. And I like their, the first album that I heard by them, Cosmogenesis. I liked that a lot. And then, let's see, what else was I listening to? Oh yeah, I was listening to, Flesh God Apocalypse, and I was listening to Bolt Thrower as well. Their, Those Once Loyal album. So, lots of death metal while listening to this dungeon. It's a pretty metal dungeon, you know, as you got all this, like, mermaids and bats and shit. These bats are actually really problematic in terms of, you know, knocking you into pits and stuff, so... But here's the map. And as you can see, because this is Mermaid's Cave, we've got a sexy mermaid for the dungeon. Yeah. Sexy mermaid. So, we bombed, like, a lot of holes in walls and stuff like that. And now we're gonna go... Well, actually, you know what I think I want to do first? Is go over to this room that's, to the right here. Head to the east! And that room actually gives me a key. What we're actually about to do is we're about to amass a collection of small keys, which is going to be fun. I like this room a lot, actually, because it's like, oh, here's what scent seeds actually do. They attract monsters to their smell, and that's like the only way you can kill those particular monsters, which is kind of cool. You don't get to do that, like, ever in this game, so I think it's fun that you get to do it at least once, but anyway. So I like this dungeon a lot, but then again, I've already said that. I mean, I don't know, it's a pretty slow, like, commentary day in terms of my life. The, finals are closing in on us. Actually, my last day of class, and the day that my finals technically are, isn't until May 5th. And today is April 19th, which is fun. Actually, the biggest thing in my life is my birthday, which is going to be, on Monday, April 21st, which is cool. It's interesting because I've actually never met a person in my entire life who's shared my birthday with me. Other than, I know that Queen Elizabeth II and I have the same birthday, which is kind of funny, but, you know, whatever. And like, most people that I know have birthdays on the same days as other people. What's actually really funny is that, there's, like, a whole group of Oh, man, that was lame. But there's, like, a whole group of my friends that have birthdays, like, really close together. There's this one girl I know named Christy, whose birthday was yesterday, actually, April 18th. And her boyfriend's birthday, who was my roommate last year, actually, his name's Ryan, his birthday's April 13th. Then we've got two friends whose birthday is April 16th. I knew a kid... in addition to Christy, I actually knew another kid in elementary school whose birthday was April 18th. His name was, Philip. And one of my second grade teachers was also, actually, her birthday was April 18th as well. And today, April 19th, is the birthday of this girl that I knew from music school at EMU, named Kendra, and also a guy from my elementary school named Jawan. And April 20th, in addition to being Hitler's birthday, was also the birthday of this guy from my middle school named Murphy Austin. His birthday was the 20th. And several people I know had birthdays on April 22nd. What am I doing? I actually don't know. I want that guy to move out of my way. Let's see, whose birthday was on April 22nd? Oh, a kid from my elementary school named TJ Onstott, who, like, left. I was like, I don't know anything about him now. So he could be in jail for all I know. But his birthday was April 22nd. There was also another girl from my middle school named Sarah Yankee, whose birthday was April 22nd. And then this other girl that I knew named Lydia, her birthday is April 23rd. So, and my grandpa's birthday, well, technically my mom's stepdad, but, you know, he's my grandpa in heart. His birthday is April 28th, which is exactly 1 week after mine. So I know all of these people with birthdays in, like, mid to late April, but I don't actually know anyone whose birthday is on the same day as me. So that's kind of funny. If your birthday is April 21st, like, comment, and subscribe! Yeah! I want one of these to drop a heart, because what we're actually about to do is go fight the mini-boss. But I'd rather not have 2 hearts going into this mini-boss fight. Because this mini-boss fight is a real toss-up, to be perfectly honest. Like, it either goes really well or really poorly. Dude, get out of my way, anti-fairy. All you really need to do is go up here. Those turntables are, like, pretty... They can be pretty obnoxious, though, but... And this mini-boss is actually kind of interesting, because he's also a mini-boss in Seasons, and in the same dungeon, too. He's the mini-boss of both Dungeon 6s. And his name is Vyre, as he's about to introduce himself. And it's just like the Vyres from the first Zelda, he splits into 2 bats after you deal enough damage to him. But what I like to do is just kind of like charge up my sword and spin attacks. And he's being very nice, actually, because he doesn't always charge towards you. In fact, this is usually what he does. He usually, like, spits fireballs. And you can jump over these fireballs. I think it's easier than trying to, like, hit them with your sword. So... And I just like to be patient, you know. And then eventually he'll charge you again. Or your sword will get rid of one of these. Dude, come on. But he's pretty hard to hit if you don't, like... Oh, man, I almost... God damn it. Okay, come on. Charge at me, bro. Come at me, bro. Oh, man, I lost my fucking sword beams. Thanks a lot, dude. We could be here for a while, folks. Dude! How do you know, like, just the wrong angle to fire these fireballs at? Well, they're not exactly fireballs. They're, like, blue fireballs. It's funny, because he, like, has a lot of other fireballs that he is, like, capable of using, but he's not. And I'm really, really sucking at being able to hit him right now, which is kind of a problem. Dude, come on. Dude. Fucking run at me, or fly at me, or whatever it is you're supposed to do. God damn it. And I don't have any potion either. But this guy's killed me, like, twice now. In, like, practice runs. Like, he's the fucking hardest part of this dungeon, I swear to God. If you know what you're doing, you can kill this guy in, like, 30 seconds if you get lucky. But for some reason, he's just not fucking doing what I want him to do. I only need to hit him one more time. Dude! Dude, don't you fucking pot-shot me from the corners of the room. I fucking hate this guy so much. Come on! Fucking get hit! Run at me! Come on! I don't want to be here all fucking day. Come on! Fly at me. God damn it! This motherfucker needs to stop it. He needs to just go away. Come on! Okay. What? That wasn't the last hit? That's it. Okay. And then you can just jump up and hit the 2 bats. Oh my god, that took for fucking ever. That was so bad. That was just so bad. And then we have this to do. Well, this could take a very long time, and these Wizardrobes do not spawn in very good places. Usually they spawn in, like, the corners of the room. Oftentimes I actually forget that there are even Wizardrobes in this place. But what you gotta do is you gotta throw a bomb with, like, perfect timing, and hope that it blows up this rock. And there's really nothing else you can do here, and it sucks. But I actually got it a lot faster than I usually do, so... Yep, there's that. And then what we have in here is a very interesting item. The mermaid suit. Now this is gonna kind of fundamentally change everything about, like, the mechanics of this game. The swimming mechanics, that is. Because now instead of, like, holding... Gaping anuses! Sorry. But anyway, instead of holding the button to... like, you know what I mean? Like, you normally hold the D-pad button to swim, but we're gonna do something different now. Now you swim much faster, but to swim, you have to tap the D-pad, like, really quick. It's kind of weird and unintuitive to explain, but this item's kind of cool because it lets you dive underwater, which is something that you can't do in Seasons. And it really opens up the world to a lot of things that you didn't used to be able to do, and to now have the ability to do. And you can actually use whatever button is on your A slot underwater. I mean, like, there's certain weapons that you can't use, or certain items that you can't use. I mean, like, obviously you can't play the harp underwater or whatever. And we get the compass, big fucking deal, right? Alright, so we got a little side-scrolling thing to do here. This is probably going to be a long episode. This is not a short dungeon. I haven't actually decided whether or not I want to split this up into 2 videos or not. I probably will, because the mini-boss took such a fucking long time. So... but I don't know exactly where... this room is not a nice room to go through with these wizardrobes here. Okay. Whew! Thank you. Now, in the room next to us, there's a chest. And there's actually not really anything in the chest. That chest has 10 rupees. It's like the definition of not worth it. But this room has the boss key, and it's kind of strange because it's totally random whether or not the lever you pull gives you the boss key or not. So my recommendation is honestly just keep pulling the same lever until it works. And usually it'll take like 4 or 5 tries, but... oh, I guess we got it pretty quickly. So there's the boss key. I think it's only been like 15 minutes or so, though. So I'm just gonna keep going anyway, so... whatever. I do not have a very good sense of time at all. But yeah, the mermaid suit is pretty interesting. We'll see it in action, I guess, kinda soon. There's not really much that we have left to do. I think we're actually entirely done with this dungeon in the present, and we can just go back to the past. So I guess maybe it's not as long as I thought it was. Of course we need the cane. You always need the cane. So yeah, like some items that you can use. You can have your sword and use that with the A button, but like, see, look at how much faster I'm going now, but I have to like mash the left D-pad, and that's not very fun, but whatever, right? I mean, it is what it is. So, there's that. Jump over that guy. You can also use the switch hook, which is important. What else can you use? You can use, oh, you can use a seed shooter, too, which is pretty important. But yeah, you can dive underwater like that. And you can get a little, like, you know, little test of your new mermaid suit abilities. But if you want to go really fast, you gotta mash this button, like, really hard. Now, I know we got a Maple encounter on that screen. I'm just gonna skip it, because it's not a good screen to fight Maple on at all, because everything bumps up to the top, and then, you know, she can get all the stuff that you drop. It's just not good. So back in the land where these statues aren't gaping anuses, what we're actually gonna do now is, well, we're gonna pick up the map, I guess, is the first thing we're gonna do. We do have, like, quite a significant bit of dungeon left to go through, but I guess that's the price you pay for trying to get everything done in one video. That's not good. Alright. I am pretty anal about, like, not wanting to take a full heart of damage from these guys. Oh, I almost hit 2. Oh! That was close. If they did, like, half a heart or whatever, I would be okay with it. But because they do a full heart, it's, like, not cool for them to, like, hit me a lot. You know what I mean? Well, anyway, we might as well get the map since it's over here. In this room that I kind of just forgot to do. But there's anti-fairies everywhere. Whatever. Alright. I'm actually not worried about the boss of this dungeon. Which is funny, because I remember dying to this guy quite a few times, like, on my first attempt of a 3-heart run of this game. So, whatever. I hope my controller's not clacking too loudly. Oh, what should I equip on? Yeah, we'll have a sword on A. So now my preference of having the sword always on B is going to get kind of thrown to the wind. Because if you have it on B, you can't use it, as I kind of already explained, but the nice thing is that you can go really quickly with the mermaid suit. You can go really fast, actually. Much faster than just regular swimming. But unfortunately, there's some annoying, like, current... What the fuck? Is my phone ringing? God damn it. Yep, sorry about that. That was my mom calling me about stuff or whatever. But, I mean, I guess the good news is, dude, jellyfish, get the fuck out of my way. The good news is I finally saw, like, how long my recording actually was. And it was only 20 minutes. And the good news is I think I can finish this up in less than 10, so... Yeah. Gotta love that default ringtone on my cell phone, right? I actually normally keep it on vibrate, but I don't know why the sound was on. I totally would have missed her if it was on vibrate, too, because my phone was actually sitting on my bed. Nowhere near my desk. Get out of my way, anti-fairy. So, oh yeah, so basically what we're doing now is we came down here exclusively to get that small key. And now we've got to go all the way back. Like, remember right at the start of the dungeon when I bombed out that wall and then left? Well, now that we have the mermaid suit, we can actually go and go up there and do the thing that we need to do. But you do need a small key here because there are 2 locked doors. Well, actually, there's only 1 locked door. There's a locked door and a locked block. You know, the lock block. The cock lock block. Yeah. In that little break, anyway, we were talking about not the dishwasher, the laundry machine. What the fuck am I saying? The laundry machine. Not the laundry machine, but the washing machine. You know, the one that gets the clothes wet. Is what we were talking about. Because it was getting really unbalanced, and I was like, oh, why did you, like, fuck up the washing machine? And she was like, I didn't fuck up the washing machine. I am not going the right way, either. I am really dumb. Anyway, in the break, I also got a Virgil's root beer, originally brewed in the north of England. Virgil's is made with, Wizrobe, get out of my way. Virgil's is made with natural ingredients. Imported... Anise? What is that? Anise? What is that, actually? And wintergreen! The brewing process gives Virgil's a rich, creamy body and a taste so pure you'll swear it's made in heaven. And it's delicious. If you enjoy root beer, I highly recommend that you try Virgil's, because it's amazing. Comes in 12-ounce bottles. They also make, like, real cola that competes with, like, Coke, you know? And that's also very delicious, but it's much harder to find. I believe they also make cream soda, but I've never tried that before because I'm honestly not the biggest cream soda fan. So shout out to Virgil's. I remember one time I was going through this dungeon, I threw the bomb at, you know, the wall, and a wall master came out, or a floor master, whatever they call them in this game. It came out of the ground, and my bomb hit, like, the backside of the wall master, and launched it, like, 5 squares forward, and then it grabbed me, and I was like, oh shit, this floor master grabbed me, and it took me back to the start of the dungeon. I would have been really mad if it weren't as, like, amazing, to be perfectly honest. So, we gotta get our sword back on A. I don't know why I have my shovel on B, because reasons, that's why, right? That's actually not where we want to go. Maybe it is. I think there's something in a chest here. Yeah, there is a chest there, but I'm pretty sure it's just rupees. Anyway, more currents. These currents will be like the death of you when you go through one of the later dungeons, by the way. There's a really annoying room in the 8th dungeon that is made up of currents, and it's very bad. But anyway, we're so close to being done with this dungeon that I can taste it. We just have, like, this one more tedious puzzle for a small key to do. And this really is, like, the definition of tedium, because, yeah, I mean, it's, like, so fucking obvious what you have to do in this room. It's like, oh, you have 6 things and 6, like, little weirdly colored spaces. Do you think that we're gonna have to get these things on the weirdly colored spaces? Maybe. Dude, face the right way, Link. God, we might even have an episode that's longer than half an hour here. I don't know, it feels like it's been about 5 minutes now. Ugh, if only that Vire fight didn't take such a long time. That troll just would not come towards me. It was so dumb. I was worried about dying there, in all honesty, because he's killed me more than a few times. Not while I was recording, but just, like, in practice. There's really only one more hard fight, aside from the final boss, in this entire game, and that's the mini-boss of Dungeon 8. That boss is actually probably the hardest fight in the game, aside from Varan, which, you know, final boss notwithstanding. I think I am going to get what's in this chest anyway, just because I can't remember how many rupees it is. 30? I guess that's alright. Might as well, right? I mean, we've already got ourselves a long episode. So, we can open this door now. We can get, like, an actual weapon equipped, too. That would be nice, right? Open this locked block here. And then what you've got to do, actually, this is kind of fun. Kind of like a variation of an old puzzle. You need to put a, you know, a Somaria... a Somaria, God. A block, you know, like a Cane of Somaria block. And here's the boss room. And this is a very fun boss, because he takes a lot of hits. His name is Octagon, and he looks like a big, dumb... Dude! A big, dumb Octorok, and that's basically what he is. He's just gonna, like, float around the back here. I don't know why this guy's hitting me, because normally you can just, like... Yeah, like, do that, you know what I mean? You can... Dude, get the fuck out of my face. Normally, your sword can, like, deflect the rocks that he shoots at you. And he needs to stop trolling me. And then you can use the seed shooter and the scent seeds to, like, shoot him in the... whatever the fuck this thing is that you call the back. And then you just kind of alternate and go back and forth with this. Dude! AVG! Dude! Not now, not while I'm trying to record. Ugh. Oh my god, he almost hit me again. This motherfucker. Come on. I know I'm button mashing here, but that's really, like, what you do to win this fight. Come on, get close to him. Well, at least we're underwater again. And now, if you mash fast enough, actually, this is not a problem at all. Oh man, that was fucking bad. That was it? It felt like he took a lot more hits the last time. But anyway, there's the heart container. The dungeon's over. And we get a clam? We get a clam, if you know what I mean. You got the bereft peak. That's an amazing word, bereft. It is a proud, lonely spirit that remains stalwart, even in trying times. So, wow. Thanks for sticking through this dungeon. Next time on Let's Play Legend of Zelda Oracle of Ages 3-Heart Run, we're going to go on and do the things that we have to do. Oh, actually, you know what? I forgot about something. Yeah. Ambi left the palace. This is our chance. We've got to save Naru. So, next time on Let's Play Legend of Zelda Oracle of Ages, we're gonna save Naru. See ya. Bye.